event. All right, well, Boca Helping Hands has grown into one of the largest nonprofits in South Florida. They provide food assistance and workforce programs to help people build financial stability. Joining me now is Andrew Hagan, CEO with Boca Helping Hands. Thank you so much for being with us. You know, I've seen Boca Helping Hands grow over the years, and it's been wonderful to see. I understand you have this workforce development program that's also growing. Tell us about it.
Yes, thank you. We started off as a small food pantry 27 years ago, served 36 meals that day. Last year, 3.5 million meals to needy people in Palm Beach County. But that isn't where we wanted to stop. You know, there's an old maxim that says if you feed someone a fish, you feed them for a day, but if you teach them how to fish, you feed them for a lifetime. So the second effort for us is really to complete that with workforce development for people who would really like to get a leg up on a better life.
I think that's fantastic. So talk to me a little bit about the program this year and how it is growing.
Yeah, we decided that we've been waiting for people to come to us, and plenty of people do, but you know, a surprising number of people don't realize that there isn't a better opportunity possibly for them. They think if they're not going to college, they kind of think there's really not a lot of alternatives, and there are.
And the world is changing too.
Yes, I mean, if you try to get a plumber to come to your house, an electrician, if you know the need for 25,000 new truck drivers every year, there's good work out there, and that's what we want to help these people get, good work. They're doing layoffs, I think, with Amazon. I just heard this morning, and they're paying about $32,000 a year. Added up, and that's really not enough for a family in Palm Beach County. And so we're trying to get people into that sweet spot, 60, 65, 70. You get that with a truck driver's license almost as soon as you get out the door.
And so tell me a little bit about who would be eligible for this workforce program. Are these, you know, people right out of high school kind of thing, or are these adults who might be kind of struggling to find where they fit in?
You know, most of the people that come to us got out of high school, weren't really sure what to do, didn't have really a direction, and are working in the gig economy, working at, you know, retail levels, and they're working hard, but they're not making enough. They're also doing 2 or sometimes 3 smaller jobs to add to it. So those are the people that come to us. I consider them second chance people because they get a chance now to have a career that could last their lifetime. You get in. People that get a job as a plumber can start their own plumbing company.
And so what do you do? Someone comes to you and says, okay, I would like to be part of this workforce program. You find out what they want to do, and then you direct them, or do you have companies within our community who are also working with you? Well,
the very first thing you have to do is understand many of them are discouraged when they come to you. Life has been too kind to them. So the first thing we do is a lot of encouragement for the people that come to us, and also some emotional intelligence work, because they really haven't seen the kind of attitudes that they need to have to step forward into a new career. And also, of course, resume building, those kind of things. And then we get them scholarships to the appropriate licensing program, whether it's a CDL program or a nursing aid program.
Yeah, that's fantastic. So many opportunities here in South Florida, too.
We need this workforce. This is really important, and these people will not be AI eliminated, and they won't be outsourced to another country. We need them here, and we need them in Palm Beach County, and that's what we're here for, to provide those workforce-trained people.
And for more information, go to your website?
Yeah, bocahelpinghands.org. It's very helpful, and we'll be glad to talk to anyone who calls.
That's wonderful. We put a link to their website on ours, WPBF.com, and on our mobile app. Really a great program. They can help you out. Reach out, see if maybe it might be a good program for you. Like they said, they're willing to listen. Thank you so much. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
You're watching WPBF 25 News at 9. We'll be right back.